Well, the fact of the matter is, Kiba and I are kind of germ freaks, and so instead of handshakes, I do fist bumps.
Yep.
And maybe Bill Gates should have done that too, because what should have been just a simple little handshake ended up offending a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. This happened apparently when he met the South Korean president. All right, Jeff Maher, you need to know what the customs are when you visit these other countries.
Any parts of Asia, it's very important to showcase proper manners. It's paramount. It's very important in their culture. And Bill Gates, he has done a lot of handshakes with a lot of important people over the years. And maybe he just wasn't thinking, but this is a picture of him that is all over the place on the internet today, meeting with the South Korean president. He did two things wrong with this particular handshake. Number one, it was the one-hand handshake. In the South Korean culture, and for Asia for that matter, with the one-hand handshake, they interpret that as not very polite. You're supposed to do that when you have someone, when you're encountering a good friend of equal or younger age. And the second thing that he did wrong is pretty evident in the picture, and he kept his left hand in his pocket as he was greeting the South Korean president. And they see that as someone projecting superiority over the other person. So,
where's her second hand?
I'm sure her second hand is probably just to the side. I really doubt it's in the pocket there. So what's the proper handshake? Well, this person who knows etiquette pretty well gives some advice.
So let's talk about the elements of a proper handshake. Your web must connect to somebody else's web to give a complete handshake. Then curl your fingers around. Squeeze. The two words you want to remember are firm and brief. And then pump 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Did you guys catch that?
Really?
Did you guys have your notes out for that?
Handshake 101, yeah.
I think you
2
pumped
or 3.
2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Some
2 or 3
important
pumps.
things to keep in mind. So, was this intentional, or is Bill Gates just a casual guy? Well, I think just a quick search of the internet will give you the answer to that. This is him meeting someone recently. Notice the left hand is in the pocket, and this is a montage of pictures of Bill Gates. I think the answer is he's just a casual guy. He keeps that left hand there. He does the single handshake. And I should mention, our own CEO was here in town giving a presentation to us last year. And I think during the whole presentation, he did it just like this, left hand in the pocket, gesturing with his right hand. And it's just a way of projecting comfortability to people. It's showing that you're comfortable speaking to them, and it's allowing them to not be intimidated.
Well, in Bill Gates'
and
case, do
casual.
we know, being one of the top 3 richest people in the world, maybe he's keeping a hand on his wallet.
Hey, watch that money.
That could be, yeah, well, wouldn't that be back here? Wouldn't he be shaking a hand like that?
Different.
Some
You
people
were
keep it
using
in
the
their front pocket,
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's true.
But I
Money
do
clip.
like that tip, Jeff, because you hate to get a weak, soft handshake. You want something firm.
Sure.
You want something firm, and in Asia they want both hands just like that, eye contact.
And a slight bow, maybe?
And a slight bow.
Speaking of drama, have you got some for us?
Well,
Jeff's always got drama.
yeah, we've
of
got
one kind or
Mars
another.
Moments Wednesday. I'm a huge fan of space exploration. By the way, go see Oblivion. It is incredible.
Good.
I saw it
Yeah.
this past
Cruises in the movie.
weekend.
Quite the movie watcher.
I'm going to see it again in IMAX. Just visually stunning. And this is pretty stunning too. I'm really big on exploration. I want us to go to Mars. I want us to explore space. And SpaceX just did a rocket launch test unlike anything that you've ever seen. Take a look.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring.
Now, the Johnny Cash song was not part of this. That was just added for this, whoever put this together. But this is the rocket launch. It's the SpaceX Grasshopper rocket. It's a 10-story vertical takeoff, vertical landing vehicle, and SpaceX is designing this to test the technologies needed to return a rocket back to Earth intact. As you know, most rockets are designed to burn up in the atmosphere during re-entry. SpaceX rockets, as you can see right there, they land right back on
they
the
can reuse
launching
them.
pad. They can reuse them. Yeah.
It's not as simple as just sticking it in reverse, right?
I'm sure it's
Can't
not.
just back up into the parking spot again.
This particular test, it went up 820 feet and back down. That is 3 times what they achieved back in March. So they are making progress. Personally, I'm comfortable with the way that we currently do it. having the
leave the
rockets burn up
rockets.
in the atmosphere, having a rocket go
That's
all the way
a lot
up
more
and back
expensive,
down.
right? It's a lot more expensive to do it.
I'm sure it is. This is
Same one.
probably better for cost-saving measures. Yeah.
Recycling, reusing.
I'm still working on the Johnny Cash song. You know, years ago, Preparation H tried to buy the rights to that song,
Oh,
Ring of Fire,
Oh.
and
Really?
the Cash family turned them down.
I bet they did.
They wanted to save it for
Not-
the rocket
Not something you
instead.
want to be associated with.
Apparently, that's what they were after.